Okay, so this video we're just going to talk about the actual welding station and how to get started. We're going to assume that you've already seen the previous video, which would be how to turn the machine on, how to turn the gas on, and set your settings. So the weld station is going to consist of your welding helmet, auto darkening lens. You're going to have some gauntlet gloves. You're going to want to have a wire brush to clean things. You're going to need MIG Pliers, which just quickly, these are to take off your contact tip here. Let me show you real quickly. So the bigger holes are to take off your nozzle like that, and then this one actually just pushes in your contact tip, so we don't need to untwist it like this. But if it twisted, you would use these to untwist it, so you could change your contact tip. Okay, this one just pushes in and is held in place by this, which twists. Okay, so this is your MIG pliers, which are the purpose is primarily to handle your metal.
Where do we find this?
They're in the toolbox over there, on the third drawer down. Okay. Same with the wire brush is the bottom drawer. The auto darkening helmet up on the wall. Okay. And the gloves are kept in a Rubbermaid bucket right over there. Okay. So this is your station. Usually you want to be comfortable and be seated. I don't have a seat right now, but you would have a stool to sit in. This is up to you whether you want to use this as your torch holder. Each gas cylinder has a torch holder hanging there, which you can put on with a clamp, and then use this to hold your torch if you're in between actual welding. Because it's sometimes difficult where to put this without it when you're not welding. Okay? So we're going to put that there. The MIG pliers also cut the wire. And there we go, our station's ready to go. So at this point, you would make sure that you've got your helmet fitted. We're not going to go on the fittings here. You understand that you need to be wearing glasses underneath your helmet, either safety glasses or reading glasses, one of the two. But you need to have glasses on because as you lift your helmet up, as the metal cools, the weld will often pop and things will go into your eyes. So have safety glasses on, helmet goes on, get it to fit. We're not going to go into the variables here, but you have delay, darkening, sensitivity to set those, which we've gone over in class on how to set up your helmet. So once you've got your helmet on and you feel as if you're ready to weld, you would make sure that everything's turned on. So you have your main gas, you have your machine is turned on, parameters are set appropriately. Okay, we got our main gas set on. I would set my flow, which I've already done, but at about 20. And that is ready to go. This is what I'll be welding on. You've got I guess this is actually the lead, which completes your circuit. So your electricity's got to come from one into the other. So this is going to need to be clamped to either your piece, which is oftentimes awkward, or to the table. When you have your piece, you're going to use what are called gauntlet gloves to protect yourself from the radiant heat. You don't want to be picking up hot pieces of metal because it's going to ruin your gloves. It makes them stiff and hard. So you need to pick up any hot pieces of metal with your pliers. This is just to protect you from the radiant heat. So as you pick up this, okay, you usually are going to want to trim it to your appropriate stick out, which is approximately 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So that's what I would set it at there to start with. And then in general, we're going to be what's called pulling as we weld. So if we're straight up and down, in order to see better, we need to tip so we can see what we're doing. At this point, we could weld by going forward, or we could weld by going backwards. They're slightly different in their effects on the weld, but essentially they're not that important, except that when you lean this way and are pulling this way, you can see your puddle very well, but it's more difficult to see where you're going. If you push, you can see where you're going very well, but you can't see your puddle as well. So you can experiment with those two options. But generally we're going to set this from straight up and down, slightly. This portion is going to be in line with your weld, slightly angled over so you can see. If you angle too far, the gas escapes, so you're not going to get good gas coverage. So it's just a matter of tilting enough so you can see, but not too far. And then before you pull the trigger, you need to alert the rest of the metal shop, if anyone's here, that you're about to strike an arc. So that's either say cover or welding or something, so that they're alert that you're going to weld. So I would pull this down. I might have pulled down because you can't hear me, but you pull it down using this hand to brace so that you can keep your stick out pretty much the same. That's your goal. And we're ready to go. So, and I'll just give you a weld here. So, okay, cover.